on anything. Even just like surprisingly, people go, I'm going to be 1 more hour. I go, well, okay, I'm going to, a 1 hour on me, I don't do anything in 1 hour. Everything's longer than 1 hour. So anyway, so you ready to roll back there? And if someone's finding me a thing, we're good. Okay. Let's pray. Let's have these friends come in first. I have a sheet back there that as you come in, we're handing out sheets that have the handout. And if you were in the last class, they actually had the handout here for the last class, which was Lights, Camera, Action. Guess what? Here is the sheet. I knew it was here somewhere. So here is it. So we'll put this back here too, so we could get, yes, we'll put this. They've got Lights, Camera, Action back there too. Great. So in case you missed that last one, I have handouts for everything. In fact, but there you go. My friend, tell me your name.
Joshua.
Joshua is my just major helper. Thank you, Joshua, in advance for being here. I'm so glad you're here. I'm kind of wild and crazy, so get ready. This is kind of a wild and crazy session. And I brought a whole lot of stuff for us to play with, so we're going to play. And this is going to be fun. But first, we're going to pray and ask the Lord, because the Lord is fun. He loves to pray. We need to pray for fun, which is very good. Like that. Okay, here we go. Dear Father, I just love you so much, and I just praise you for all of the fun that you just encourage us to have in music with our children. Lord, I just love you and thank you for today. I thank you for my friends. I thank you that you are just the joy in my life. Lord, just help me die to self, Father. Get out of the way. You take over this body. You do your thing, Father, that is so cool in teaching. And I love you and praise you for what you're going to do. In thy precious name I pray. Amen. Okay. I'm going to do this one. I'm also going to do, I was going to kind of give you a recap, overall view of the class a little bit and what we're going to do today. Come right on in. Yes, we got plenty of room. They put me in a place where we can add chairs because I'm always like a chair adder too. I like to just, let's get a chair. I just do that. I'm a children's songwriter. I also am a full-blown elementary music teacher. I have a master's degree in music education, actually from the University of Hawaii. I know. Yes, isn't that awesome? And I didn't get, how did I do that? I didn't get to go there. But they have a wonderful online music education program. With one of the most difficult, was really cool. I worked with Dr. Loon, who is from China. She was fantastic and learned more than tons of stuff. That I got my master's through the University of Hawaii online program in a great program. So I'm a master's in music education. I teach also at Williamson Christian College, which is in Nashville, Tennessee. I teach there, and I teach elementary music. I'm a songwriter, and I also teach piano. I'm too busy right now, but my daughter actually is getting married, so I really need to be doing all this. So understand this year too, and I don't often want to help as the choir coordinator at our church because I like to switch around and teach different grade levels all the time. When I teach, sometimes I'll teach preschool one year, the next year I'll teach older children. I jump around. I like doing that. But this year I'm going to be the one of the choir coordinators. We have a big church, so I'm going to be a choir coordinator this year for church. So my daughter's getting married. She's moving out, so I keep thinking I'm going to have a lot of free time. So I know that's fun. But I'm going to, that is me in that shell. I have 2 children. My son Matt graduated from Truett from here. He is married to Emily Snyder, who also graduated from here. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, Hendersonville actually, which is North Nashville. I'm from Poplar Bluff, Missouri originally. Poplar Bluff. Today is my mother's 88th birthday. I hate not being there, but I went up this weekend and saw her, so she's okay with it. She likes me doing this, so she'd be here if she could be. So then I also, my daughter's getting married 1 week from Saturday. Wow. Yeah, and I'm here, and this was really God's blessing to me to be away from it all for 3 days. So it was a good thing. I honestly was worried about it, but then yesterday when I got in the car, I drove down 13 hours yesterday, and I drove so I could bring all this mess. Because when I bring it all, it's way more fun for you all to get to experience it with the real hands-on learning ideas. It's way more fun. If I fly, I can only bring 50 pounds, and it's really hard to, I can't do 50 pounds. I just can't do that. So, and this is a lot better idea, and so I just got in the car and drove down by myself, and it was really great yesterday, and now I'm here all day with you, and then I drive home tomorrow, and then it's back to and looking at things. But anyway, I'm so honored to get to be here. This is one of my favorite places. I got to do this about 2 years ago, and it's really cool. Okay, shake, rattle, and soap. I always try to do a little bit of preemptive talk when we do, and I have a little handout there for you. I like to base what I do on Scripture all the time. I'm really big on that. Shake, Rattle, and Soul is really about movement and music. Let's lead in praise and worship. We're going to also, when you see that is on the list in the docket, we will do additional movement things that are going to be over there. That one is more about leading in praise and worship and how we get children involved and replace ourselves, okay? I'm also going to teach a thing that is called Music in the Dark. I asked for this room specifically because this room can go completely to black. And so we're going to do, at 1 o'clock, Music in the Dark. And I brought, it's going to be really fun. So I'm going to tell you that. And probably, I have about 30 t-shirts over there that I'm going to put by the door. They're big old men's t-shirts that you can put them on, and whoever comes in, and we might run out of t-shirts, but it's okay. It'll be, because we're going to use black lights. So the room will be really a different room at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to give you a heads up about that. And then the last thing I think I teach, I'm not exactly sure. I know I'm teaching also music education is fun. And I have a whole bunch of different ways to teach music ed to boys and girls. That's really kind of off the wall and different but fun. But you will enjoy Music in the Dark because Music in the Dark also teaches music education, but in the dark. So we're going to do some of that in the dark, which the children absolutely love. So, but Shake, Rattle, and Soul, I like, a while back, I did a thing a long time ago with Lilliness, well, actually first with Brentwood Kids, that was called Move to the Beat. And it was a thing where you used, the kids did movement and stuff to praise and have fun with the Lord and all that. Then I did a thing called On With the Beat, which was with Lilliness, a different company, and that was another thing where children did movement and all of that. And then I did a thing called Shake, Rattle, and Soul just recently with Word. And it is again another reason why of worship with children. Okay. Why is it important? And I don't want to spend a lot of time because I want to do activities. So we're going to make this little section short, okay? And I'm going to call on you to help me. So get ready. Okay, everybody kind of get an okay feel about it. I've got you feeling good about life and all is good. Tell me why should we do movement? And you will also know that I call all of these things up here worship tools. I don't call them props. I don't call them toys. I call them worship tools. I would really encourage you to come up with a name or use that name like that for anything you use in your choir that enhances worship. Instead of calling it a prop or a toy, or even calling it, this is a worship tool. Well, why worship tools, and the reason I say that name is to give them a higher level of value. You understand? So that it is not a toy. It is a worship tool of something that we're going to do. But tell me, why should we shake, rattle, and why? And actually the soul kind of gives it to you. Why? So why should we shake, and why should we rattle, and why should we do these things? Why should we do movement? Yes, ma'am?
I wouldn't have even thought of this if I hadn't read an article not long ago. It was talking about how children are being diagnosed with ADHD and this kind of stuff because we've cut out so many movement activities and they don't have the internal balance that makes them able to learn.
Let me tell you, you nailed it. Nailed it. And I think you spoke loud enough that I could hear you because I really like the videos. I love the videos so you can go back. This is such a great conference because they video the conferences, put them online, so then you can go back and kind of rehash. What did she say, or what did that Terry say that I wanted to really get? And you can go back and view these again, which is great. Exactly. So that's why, okay, let's just do that. What you just said, let's just aim on that for a second. Okay, talk about a kid's day. Let's talk about a kid's day. Okay, nowadays. When I was a kid, we had 3 recesses in one day at school. We had the morning recess, which was about 20 minutes. After lunch, we had 30-minute recess. We loved 30-minute recess because that's when we really played some kind of long game. And I would be digging in the thing on the playground, making a house and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you ever remembered. I did all that. I would draw houses, and this was the door. All this kind of stuff when I was a little girl on the playground with my friends. I don't know what we were doing, but and we had to enter through that little spot. You know, it was really something. But and then in the afternoon we had another 20-minute or 15 to 20-minute recess. Okay, let's talk about children. What they do today. In the morning, they get up, they run downstairs, the mom, and some of you are moms in this room, you tell your kids, sit down and eat your breakfast immediately. Then they will hop on a bus, and what do they do on the bus? Sit for sometimes 30 minutes on the bus, hour sometimes, that's right, riding to school. When they get to school, I don't know if you know this, but generally every school has a holding zone for children. Okay, like the gym or the cafeteria. All of the children are asked to go in there and they have to sit and wait until school starts because of the logistics of getting children in and out of school. There is always a 30-minute block at least that there's holding time where children have to sit and wait. And they wait and wait. And generally those are areas where their teachers, and I'm in a school, generally want them to be quiet. Exactly. If you're too noisy, red light. They don't want socializing, they want them to be quiet. Okay? I also want you to compare this to your life as I'm doing this. Okay? Your life. These are children, and we are adults. Okay? Okay, then, throughout the rest of the day, they go to class, especially if you're in older children. But now, because of and I'm not going to discuss core curriculum, but because of all this stuff coming in, now the pressure on teachers and this is why I'm a teacher, and I'm a music teacher, so none of this has to do with me pretty much. Teachers' scores being connected to children's, teachers' improvement being connected to scores is the worst thing I'm going to tell you. This is on camera. It's the worst thing we can do to children because then the teachers feel driven to just cram and cram and cram and cram. It's never the little projects and the sweetness of elementary school especially is going away. Because teachers are looking at a score. They're not looking at the child anymore. They're looking at their score at the end of the year. And it used to be that teachers really, for the most part, thought of the children. You know, there's bad apples, but I haven't met very many. But anyway, then they go to school, especially older children. But really, starting in first grade, even in kindergarten now is really first grade. Kindergarten is first grade. There is no kindergarten. Kindergarten children must be able to read fluently by the time they leave. It is very different. They are asked to sit, immediately go in and sit, and they start work. And it is hardcore work. During the day, they will get one 45-minute, usually 45-minute block of time that they can go to related arts. But I want you to understand, too, that in related arts, the same structure that is happening in the classroom is also happening in related arts. So when we are observed and and I get 5, so I get really good scores. So this is not about me. There's no bad apple. I don't have any sour grapes. I have great administrators who really love me. But I have to go through that very same procedure, which means they have to do it according to that plan or else. So that means there has to be so much of each thing in that lesson for them for it to be a good score. So even in related arts, it's very structured. Okay. Then you go. The next thing would be they might go to lunch, but in the lunchroom it's a sit-down time. And not allowed to really talk. They talk, but it has to be. Our school, you can talk, but it's very minimal, very quiet. Then in the afternoon, they might get one more recess period for about 15 minutes in the day. At the end of the day, they get on a bus again and ride home. And what is the first thing their parents say to you? Moms, what is the first thing you say to your kids when they walk in the door? Do you have homework? Sit down and do your homework. It's the first thing you say. So then and now, because teachers feel very worried, the homework level has increased. So now children could do another 30 minutes to an hour of homework nearly every night. Which then, by then the sun's starting to go down and playtime, and you're thinking baths and food and get them in. Now, let's think of that, and also think of also coming to church on Wednesday night. Let's just use Wednesday night, and they're coming to a children's choir, children's worship. They walk into our choir, and the first thing we say is to sit down. And I really want you to get this. That was a very gloomy day. It's something that overall, I'm a parent of my children are grown now. I'm on the road to hopefully one day having grandchildren. I hope so. But my point is that I see this every day with children. So I question a whole lot of ADHD, because I believe what is happening is that children can't be children.
Right.
So since they're not children, so then they're bouncing off the walls. Then we label them ADHD, so then we give them more medicine to try to keep them in that little box. And where I see a lot of kids boys, especially boys, at that age like to play, and they like to run, and they like to, learn by doing and having fun. And so the problem is that when they walk into our choirs on Wednesday night or in our room, the worst thing we can say to those children is, sit down. It's the worst thing we can say. And I honestly believe that probably the best thing we can say is get up and actually be doing things. You know what? Also, and I'm going to say this in the praise and worship thing. So, you know what is really weird? We really worry about boys and worship tools and stuff like this. I'm going to also encourage you to tell you that that's how you're going to get your boys. You're going to get your boys if you use worship tools, and you don't focus so much on vocals with boys. If you focus on doing with boys, your boys are going to be more in tune. I promise, in my 5th grade honors choir at my school, our school has 1,100 elementary children. 1,100. We're the biggest school in the whole county of Sumner County schools. We have about over 1,100 children. I have them all by myself. So I only have the honors choir for 5th grade because there's so many children. And the 5th graders, I had 70 children try out last year. And they will hear. They will watch, I'm sure. But I really let them all in unless their grades aren't, I try to handle it. And I can handle them. And last year we had 70 children, at least 30 were boys. And they were there every time. Very, very balanced, great kids, and love it. We have a boy president and a girl president. We have a boy, everything double for boys and girls in the choir. It's really cool. So, but they are very hands-on learners. Boys are hands-on learners. So when we take all of that away out of their life, then all of a sudden they're busting out the walls. That's why we get so many kids that I believe are getting diagnosed with, and maybe it is attention deficit, because we are not giving them anything to pay attention to. I really kind of believe that some of this has to do simply with us not being good teachers.
At an early age, we're giving them things to sit and play with their fingers and not getting up and running.
They're not doing. Exactly. They need to be up and doing. And it doesn't mean they can't do that all the time, but they need to be doing it part of the time. And you know what I'm going to do, just for fun, before we begin, I'm going to, just because I just feel God's leadership in this, I was going to start with this. I'm going to do this. It's sitting right there. You see it. Hold on. This is what I'm looking for. And let's do something right now, because I just feel like it. Here we go. Now I'm going to need helpers to pass out stuff. So here we go. Come help pass. Grab. And I think I have enough for 2 apiece. I've got 1 billion of these, so grab and pass. There's more in here. Grab and pass. There we go. There's more. A whole bunch of them. And some of them might not have these on, just grab them. So grab one. sure will, thank you. And here we go, stand up.
Who else needs to?
I forgot to tell you, this song never ends. that is actually Kim's rock. And I think I can get it through, that's mine. There's a thing a long time ago that was done, it's called Hooked on Classics. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Hooked on, well, I did a Hooked on Classics, but me and my arranger did it based on all hymns and like Christian things. So we did it, and it's called Hymns Rock. So we have a Hymns Rock. But I do that not to basically, I mean, it's okay if you like, I hope you do like it. But I did that because it will really help us talk about the rest of it, and then we're going to do Shake, Rattle, and Soul, because we got to hurry. What's your song? I'm doing it right now. Okay. I want to go through, the reason why we do movement, did you see how much fun that was?
Yes.
Because we actually go to 9:15.
Yes.
So we still have a little bit of time. I mean, 10:15. So we really have 30 more minutes. I almost had a heart attack because I looked at my watch. It was 9:45, and I almost honestly had a heart attack right here in front of me. It was going, oh no, what have I done with my time? Because I'm really trying to stay on focus. Okay. Movement. Okay, what did we just learn from that experience? First of all, did we sing a note? No, I wanted to, and it was the words were gushing from my brain, but I didn't sing a note. Now what? Yes.
It was very active, but nobody was running and nobody was jumping, so it was
Or
controlled.
poking each other.
Okay. Here's let's do this really quick too. So if you come to Let's Lead in Praise and Worship, there are just a very few things that I do in 2 different conferences, but this is an important thing that I'm about to do. Pick up shiny thing. Okay? We call him shiny thing. Do not, ladies, why would I not, men, why would I not call this a pom-pom? Because boys will not want to use it. So what do I call it? Shiny thing. This is shiny thing. Hello, shiny thing. How are you doing? Are you happy today? Woo! You are. Are you glad that you're here with the kids? You are. And I do this all the time with the kids. My worship tools come alive, and I talk to them, and we have conversations. I do all this with my worship tools every time. The kids love it. They think I'm the funniest, and I use my mouth as like I'm not a ventriloquist. I will go, and it will talk. I will, oh, you have to tell me a secret? You do? Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I'll tell him. Guess what? He thought you were really doing great. He just noticed that, okay? You see, my point is that suddenly the worship tool comes alive, okay? Now, why do we use worship tools, and why do we use Shake, Rattle, and Soul? One of the movements I put on here, it can teach about Jesus, it can enhance worship, it can help children learn, it can be fun. And I'm going to hit all those really quickly right now, and so you can, if you want to throw notes in there. But I want you to, I leave a space there because I always want you to think about why you do it. Not even just me, okay? This is also about you filling in the blanks personally, okay? Okay, hold your worship tool like this. A lot of times what we have trouble with in choir is control. Control. And you think all the time, I can't really yell at a kid in children's choir. I do not yell at children. I never yell at children. I really can honestly tell you, I never yell at children. In fact, if my voice gets softer, then they are in more trouble. I do not like what you do. You see, the lower and quieter my voice is, the more since they understand I mean business when my voice gets quieter. Okay? I never yell at children. I would really encourage you not to yell at children. It hurts your voice, first of all. God did not give the yelling voice to yell at children. He gave you the yelling voice to stop people from driving in front of a train. He did not. That's really the truth. Yelling is our voices being loud like that is for either worship, to use an enhanced big vocal performance to that, but it is not to yell at children. There are ways to do it. And let me give you a really perfect reason to use worship tools and use Shake, Rattle, and Soul and put something in their hands. People would say to me, and I had it said right in my face, gosh, if I gave these to my kids, they would be killing each other with them immediately. You know, I have a song about solid rock. It's a hymn. I love this hymn, Solid Rock. I have a rock, and we pass the rock. We play the rock, and we sing it, and pass the rock. It's really fun. People, and that was one of the times that somebody said, my kids would kill each other with that. And let me show you what you do. Everybody, hold your worship tool right here. Hi, shiny thing. Repeat after me, please. Hi, shiny thing.
Hi, shiny thing.
How are you doing today?
How are you doing today?
I'm going to play with you.
I'm going to play with you.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
But
But
you've got to behave yourself.
you've got to behave yourself. yourself.
Because if you don't,
Because if you don't,
you go in Miss Pam's timeout box.
you go to Miss Pam's timeout box.
So behave yourself.
So behave yourself.
So I can play with you.
So I can play with you.
Say, have you got this?
Have you got this?
Oh, and it always goes. It does. Okay, he understands. Okay. Now, here we go. I'm gonna have you be my guinea pig. So I can keep picking on Barbara. Here we go. Ready? Hit her with your shiny thing. I go, oh, Mr. Shiny Thing, you are not doing what you're supposed to do. You must come and sit in my timeout box. Did I say one word to her?
No.
No. Are you sad you don't have your shiny thing? Yes. Even as an adult, you go, I miss it immediately. Even as adults, you go, is she going to give that back to me? See, I can always tell, even when we're doing this, when we are handing out, let me give you symptoms of worship tools and why Shake, Rattle, and Soul, and I love that title, why we should do this. Okay, why should you go to the trouble and make a whole bunch of silly things to use in your choir's worship tools? First of all, it's the #1 fantastic way of discipline. When music is a discipline, especially instrumental music. It teaches you how to handle an instrument, how to play an instrument, that you have to work with it, that you have to do it every day. You have to manage that instrument. You have to put it away. You know, someone's going to step on your flute if you leave it out. You understand? This is a worship tool or a worship instrument. So when they have it, they have to learn to take care of it. They also learn that very quickly. Now, here's the biggie. Here's this a big thing. We have these tender hearts inside of us. Y'all, I've got a chair right there. Right there. Come right in. We would love you in here. Okay. Here's the thing. We have this tender heart thing going that, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take that away from them. No, I'm just going to tell you, when they do it, walk up and do it exactly what I just did. Oh, the worship tool's misbehaving. I need to have it sit in a timeout. Don't negotiate. Don't talk about it. Don't say, and then say, and this is the rule. For every year, like if they're in preschool, almost 15 seconds is almost good enough. 30 seconds is pretty good because they'll cry. Preschoolers will cry. And it's okay if they cry. It's okay if they blare out a big one. You know, I'm okay. They're going to learn to put it, and then I will give it back to them in 30 seconds. And I usually have a timer, so it'll be a time thing, or I have a worker who will time it out. Then if it's in kindergarten or younger, 30 seconds, you know, not very long. First grade is 1 minute. Second grade, 2 minutes. Third grade, 3 minutes. Fourth grade, 4 minutes. Fifth grade, 5 minutes. And in my lesson plan, I never do anything more than 5 minutes, so they just missed out. Because they learn very quickly, if they don't manage their worship tools, they come and sit with me.
And as a teacher, don't snatch it.
You know something? No. You know what? I even do this. I just say to them, your worship tool is not, and I could, you know what?
Seen, you know,
Just yanking. And you know what? Did you see? It was very gentle, what I did. And in fact, I didn't say one mean thing. A lot of times you go, stop doing that. You know, instead of that, I said, worship tool, you are not behaving. I took it and put it down and let it rest. I gave it back. And when I give it back, and I tell the workers too that give it back, because a lot of times I'm busy and I don't give it back, that when they give it back, they say, manage your worship tool. Take care of it so it doesn't have to so it doesn't get in trouble. You know, manage your worship tool. So then here's the other part of that, is that they learn to do, now, my little kids, this is really true, the little kids will get it and spank it. I've had them say, stop. I mean, my little ones will do that. I am not lying. We laugh about it every year because I've taught younger children for the last, like 2 or 3 years. And I do this, you know, and it teaches them within about a week of children's choir, because I will not yell at them. I will not treat them with I treat everybody really, I'm pretty well liked. The children love me, you know, I love them. I say, oh, we're going to work. You've got to work with Mr. Shiny Thing to make him behave. You know, and they will stop because they know the consequences that you're going to give them to them. It's going to happen. So there's a kind way for discipline. So one of the reasons why you do this is to help your choir. Another thing, what did we just do in that worship experience that we just had with Hymns Rock? Tell me some of the things really quickly that we did in that.
We were watching.
Watch, steady beat, watching me, steady beat, big. Steady beat is one of the #1 things we try to teach children in music. It's #1. Steady beat. They immediately locked into steady beat. Director. Here's a biggie. This is amazing. Did I give you one verbal instruction?
No.
Did I tell you one thing? Did I even say what we were going to do of anything? No, and I want you to understand, adults overall are not as pliable as children.
Adults are much more like this. You better give me instructions so I know what to do.
But children just dive in the deep end of a pool, you know. They are not afraid to try. One of the biggest problems we have with children, and one of the reasons I believe in Shake, Rattle, and Soul, is because it takes away conversation that we have all the time. We need to talk less and do more, and I'm talking a lot today, but in my choir, I talk very little. I'm very much a mover to the next thing, and I really try. That's why I could have 10 things planned for one night and do 5. But even the 5 I didn't do, I'll put them on the next week. It's kind of good because I always have a lot like rolling. If something's not working, I can flip to the next thing very quickly. I always have, and I have some standard things, like I'll have an organization. At the beginning, we always do a moving activity. When they walk in that door, we're going to move. We're going to move, we're going to have fun. And you know what, it was really neat about that. I'm going fast because it's just time, because I want to do this. I'm going to dive into it right now. But did you notice at the end of when we did the long thing, almost everybody sat down without me telling them to. Did you notice that? Almost everybody's ready to sit down. What did I do? I got you spent so you were ready to sit. The problem is we tell the children sit before they're ready. And sometimes when you do a movie, even when you're working on a musical, go, I don't have time. I've got to do this first before I've got to get to my musical because I'm so worried about getting this done. If you are battling their not being spitness, you understand what I'm saying. If you're battling their bubbles, then you're going to have a longer night. If you get their bubbles out first and let them get all this enthusiasm out, then they're going to be much more ready to listen. Also, here's another good thing about this. In the first class, I talked about how you will find that God will just raise up people to lead. You will find someone in your choir or in your church that would be loved to just come in and lead that crazy thing that I just did. And while you're doing that, while they're leading the opening and getting them warmed up, you can be getting ready. Because I really would kind of suggest you find someone else to do what I just did. Because all the time I do that, and that's how I found my really good friend who's, one friend, she's really great, and she just dove in, and we were working together in a thing, and she automatically took over. She's a choreographer, fantastic, and she did it, and so now we work together all the time. That's how God raises them up to you. It doesn't mean you can't do it, so I'm okay with you doing it, but I'm saying you can find someone else and give yourself a little more prep time to be ready for the next segment. It's also kind of fun to see face, different face, face, different face. You understand? Keeps the variety happening. Okay, now I'm going to do some, I went through, when we're doing that, like all of this that we do, it was worshiping God. And that's teaching about Jesus. You see, worship and what we do. And actually, it is without words. My father used to tell me when he sing a song, your solo needs to come from your toes and out the top of your head. It shouldn't be just coming from your throat. It needs to come out from your toes, out the top of your head. That's my dad always said that. And you know something? The fact of the matter is, worship should be the same way. We have this tendency to want to just stand and sing. And I'm not saying that's not appropriate sometimes, because it is. It absolutely is. But it's not appropriate all the time with children. We need to try to realize that our learners are different types. We have different types of learners in our room. We have some children, especially boys, that are hands-on learners. And here's the best way to put this, is that if I go to the beach, me and Dave, my husband, both, I would, now Dave could go and lay down on the lawn chair now because we're getting so old and go to sleep, you know. But generally, when Dave isn't asleep, he wants to be doing something. Like he will let's go for a walk. And you know, the last thing I want to do is I want to read a book finally, you know. And I want to just sit and read a book and do nothing. Where Dave wants to do something. One time he lost his job. He went through a job loss thing. He dug out all of the wood that was under our house and built this gigantic 3-story tree house in the back of our house. Dave is not ADHD, but the working with his hands helped him feel better. A lot of times, boys are of that nature. Girls, we have to be careful that we're not teaching boys as if they're girls. Because boys are, and you know, I'm not saying that every girl is not, I'm not trying to be stereotypical, I'm not trying to do that. But what I am telling you that overall, boys like to get up and do some fun stuff. And they like to walk around the room. And they don't really want to sit all the time. where girls can come in, more than likely, most of them, sit and take that forever. And that is why a lot of times our boys dislike choir and dislike what we're doing, because we focus it. And girls, this is why I would really suggest, you see this room, I praise God for our men that are in this room. Praise God for you. Because here's the thing, this room should be half full of men.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because, guys, you can give us advice. When, let's say a girl's up here teaching, see, it was my husband who says, quit calling shakers pom-poms. Like, quit doing that. Boys don't want to do that. So it made me think. So suddenly there's not one thing that has a girl name over there. Everything has some kind of trumped up name that I thought of that is generic, that's shiny thing, or it's a zoo kid, or zoo thing. And, you know, I have some kind of weird name for all of it. And the kids really like the weird names. But it also does not make a boy not want to use it. And in fact, the boys want to use it more. They want to do it. Okay? Okay. It's about Jesus. It enhances worship. When we go to Titans football games in Nashville, we have Titans, y'all have Dallas Cowboys nearby. Grown men will paint themselves whatever color. No shirt, with pom-poms for sure, and a finger that waves in the air and scream and yell in 2 degrees of weather. You know, pouring down rain. They will do that to worship the team on the floor, on the ground. But when we are here and we get really bent and worried about how can we enhance worship for the Lord with our children, well, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to make some silly stuff. Get your tub whirl going. And make it out of trash. I'm a believer in recycling, and recycle, make it out of everything you got left that's a whole big stack of it. There's something you can do to make that for the Lord. I promise you can. Here's Jesus. Shouldn't we raise the bar? We should raise the bar. And simple little things can raise the bar of worship for Him. Give it a little special bow on top, you know? Okay. It can help children learn. And I'm going to do it right now with, here we go. We're going to go really quick. I'm going to throw stuff at you. And some of y'all are going to come up and help me do this. I can't use everybody every time or we would never get finished and I wouldn't get through a whole lot of ideas. And this is what else I do in my choir, just to let you know, because the children always have to be paying attention because I'm going to throw it at them, okay? If I throw that at you, come on up here. There you go. You get that. They love that I'm crazy and we do this. Okay, so come on up. If I throw that to you, come on up. Here we go. There you go. Yeah, the kids love it. And I try not to take anybody out. Anyway, so grab one. Come on up. Here we go. Come on up, and here we go. Sorry. Put those gloves on. Oh, they're gloves. And I'm going to tell you where I get things, because actually, Barbara and I are like Dollar Tree-aholics. And Dollar Tree, Dollar General, anything that's on a clearance rack, always have your eye open to things that are like a dime. One of the best things that I ever did when I try to do a different worship tool every week in choir. I do that a lot because then I come and teach and I have no ideas. It forces me to come up with new ideas. I was walking through Dollar General store and I was actually complaining to God, going, I don't have anything this week that's new. It was Wednesday. I was going, I don't have anything new. And the Lord is so sick of my mouth, I can tell you right now. And I was like, I don't have anything. And my foot kicked a box. And I looked down the box and there was a box full of brushes, like scrub brushes. And I picked the scrub brush up and I went, I wonder what I can do with this. And I think it's actually over here in this scrub brush. And I was like, wow, here's scrub brush. This is actually one of them. It said $1, but they were 10 cents. And it was in one of those, center things. Yes. So anyway, let me show you what I did. I have 2. And I'll actually stick. Here we go. Preschool. Hold that. Stick. Here we go. Because my preschoolers wouldn't talk to me. Most of them are watchers. You have watchers, they watch. Wow. So I would go, I love Jesus. I love Jesus. He's my friend. He is my friend. It became the hit of the year. I've had to buy them every time now. And sometimes now they're not on sale for a quarter. Because guess what I did too? I gave them these things for Christmas. I did. Crazy. But they loved them so much, I put Dot wrote their name on the backs of them and I gave to Christmas. But this is a funny story. We were in the parking lot of the church and I walked out and it was right after our Christmas play. And there was a dad and a little boy fighting over this thing. And I walked over and it was one of my kids and I said, he goes, Miss Pam, we are so sorry. We accidentally took a scrub brush from the church and he just loves it. He goes, it's my brush, it's my brush. And I go, it really is his and it was a present for me. The dad was saying, you are completely crazy. Gave my son a scrub brush for Christmas. And then of course I go, well, it's like an echo thing. And we play and we echo back and forth and he goes, see, I told you it was my brush. I love my brush. She was like hugging it. I was like, I'm so sorry. That is such my life. Okay, here we go. Ready? And we're just going to do like 30 seconds of different ideas, okay, so that I can give you many very quickly. There we go. I think I'm doing it this way so it'll make Now you have to do what it says because it'll say swing your partner, do-si-do, and those things. Here we go. One more time. Sorry about that. Miss Pam will start one more time. And here we go. So you have your partner. You got your partner. You're going to listen. So we're going to test to do those funny things. You're going to do it. So here we go. Ready? Sorry about that. Gloves, what did it do? It enhanced the worship, it made it really cool. They love to put the gloves on. In fact, you go like, ooh, I'd like to see what those gloves look like. There's a little bit of you right now, like wishing you could investigate those gloves. Those are facial washcloth gloves that I just got, and I like them because they're a bunch of colors. Generally, you notice that I don't pair them up that they match. Most of the time I don't, because I don't like, it's always a little girl thing. I want the pink one, I want the blue one. So I never match up gloves, I always mix them up, and if they ask me for a certain color, then I know they will definitely not get it. Right. I'm not mean, I just go, oh, I love all colors, and I want to make sure that this color doesn't feel sad, so I'm going to give you this one, okay? Because if you really only want that color, it might make this color feel sad, so we can't give you that one. So try that one today. And then they're kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, she really means that. Okay, so I also use gloves a lot of times for things because it keeps your hands quiet. Mm-hmm. So then they can hear mine. So let's clap just us and clap, and I'll show you. See how they are quiet, but they can hear me better and stay with the music better sometimes than with clapping.
And a lot of times I have kids that complain if you clap too much, oh, my hands hurt.
And this keeps it from happening. You know what? I have bags and bags. You know, at Dollar General store, you can buy those black gloves. There are just a billion of them in a thing. Mm-hmm. I have a ton of those. I'm going to give you another idea for gloves. Y'all can throw those down because I have more coming. We're going to zip to the next thing right now. What was that?
What CD is
This is Shake, Rattle, and Soul, actually. So it's all on one CD. This whole song, all of these things are on one CD, which, here it is. But I also want you to know something. I'm really weird. I will always tell you, because Barbara knows, she's my friend. I'm not big on always telling you what the CDs. I'd be glad to share it, because I'm not here so much to sell. I'm here to teach. I have different worlds. You can get on my website and look. I have all this stuff is on my website. But to be honest with you, I'm always happy to help you. But I always want you to not think you're in a sales room. You know what I mean? But Barbara's like takes care of me. She's with my friend. Okay, while y'all up here we go. Just stay here. Y'all can, another glove idea. Black gloves. Velcro. Then all you gotta do is with that foamy stuff, you know, the foamy stuff. And I think I have a pair over there. I'm just not gonna spend the time to look for them. You can cut a heart out, you can cut a cross out, you can cut anything you want and Velcro it onto the hands. So then any song that you are trying to teach them, and we talked about this in the worship line a little bit too, you can put that on their hands and suddenly, guess what? There's a Chinese proverb, great Chinese proverb, that says, and I never get it right, so just forgive me when I do it wrong. It says sort of, I see it and I kind of, okay. I see it, I sort of, you know, kind of talk about it, and I sort of get it. But I see it, I talk about it, and then I touch it, it's here, I own it. Then it's part of me. Part of why we do enhanced worship and do like Shake, Rattle, and Soul is because suddenly you own that now, don't you? You own that. You also learn to work together and learn to touch each other. I have boys and girls do the Tennessee waltz all the time. I know you can't believe it, but fifth graders, boys dance with girls, and I have taught them how to do it in a pleasant, positive way. Which makes here we go, number 2. Y'all can just stand and do this one with me. Here we go. I know. Okay. Stand up, everybody. Here we go. I could have just paused, but you can barely.
Jump, jump, jump and slide and whoa, I think I'm flying now. I'm really flying. Jump, jump, jump and slide and whoa, yeah, here I go. Feeling the beat down in my soul. Time to rock and time to roll. Time to praise the Lord. Jump, jump, jump and slide and whoa, I think I'm flying now. I'm really flying. Jump, jump, jump and slide. It's time. Yeah, jump for joy, come on. Let's all rejoice right now. Let's make some noise. It's time. It's time to praise the Lord. Praise Him with my head held high. Praise and shake.
Oh, you see, I know there's more, but hold on. I'm pushing the wrong button because my glasses are on. So, another idea for worship is just to do a movement song. A lot of times you think, okay, could we incorporate this also in a song? Yes, you could actually sing that song. You could teach that to them singing, but here's my lesson. Y'all can go sit. I'm going to pull you more up in a second because I've got to go fast. When you're doing worship ideas, and I'm going to go fast. I'm not going to talk. Here we go. Let's do number 4. I'm not going to do number 4. I'm going to do number 6. And here it is. Here we go. Excuse me. Worship story. Come, and I fold it because it goes in my suitcase. Come. Here we go. You're going to love this. When we do worship, you will understand that the kids actually own and understand what we're doing a lot better just from a simple little additional something. Okay? So when we're doing like that one with his gloves, that one we just jump, and it'll have directions on how to do that. But here's the thing too, a lot of it I don't sing, and when I'm introducing a song, I will start with the fun. Not singing it at all. Almost never do I sing it first. We experience it first. Then after we experience it, the kids go, they have one thing they say. Guess what they say? Can we do that again?
Yeah.
Does everybody get to do that? I promise you, this is what they ask. Does everyone get to hold the wall? Does everybody get to do this? Those are the questions you want your children asking you. Do everybody get to do it? Well, you know what? I say yes, but first we've got to learn verse 1. If we learn verse 1, then we're going to come back and I'll do it again. And I give songs and movement as a prize. It's a prize. It's like a special event. Here we go. New song. You're going to love this. And let me see if I'm on the right one. I'm not looking at my glasses, but I think this is right. I need friends to help me. So here we go. Front row, here we go. And you are right here. Get behind me. Here we go.
Israelites, it's time to go. Time to march on Jericho. March on time around the wall. Maybe soon that wall will fall. Down, 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 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Israelites, it's time to go. Time to march on Jericho. March your tongues around the wall. Maybe soon that wall will fall. Down, 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 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Israelites, it's time to go. Time to march on Jericho. March the tongues around the wall. Maybe soon that wall will fall. Down, 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 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Israelites, it's time to go. Time to march.
Oh, I want to finish so bad. But I can't do it because I want to teach you more. Now at the end it falls and we go, Joshua at the Battle of Jericho, Jericho. And this, look how simple. Simple. Not much of anything, but did they get the story? Way better than if we just sang the song. You see what I'm saying? Okay, more. Try and go fast, gang. Woo. Here we go. Let's do, let's see. This is 14. Okay. Here we go. Find a friend and come get a scarf. Okay. I got all that.
One scarf for the pair.
Find a scarf. So you need a friend. So look here. This is what we're gonna do. Watch me. I'm gonna follow. Okay. Here we go. Watch. See a friend. Look this. Which one would you want a friend? Sure. There you go. So find a friend. Do this. I got a whole bunch. Find a friend. Do that. And spread out all around the room. Ooh, I just need about 5 days. Remove this out of the way. Find a friend. I have a lot of those things. So find a friend. So if you've got a cloth, you need a friend to be on the other side. Okay? That's going to tell you these are 3 yards long, except for this one is more of a preschool size. I brought this one on purpose so that you can see this one would be for the younger children. About 2 yards. This is about 3 yards. Okay. Now, listen to this song. I have one more scarf for Rooney. Anyone else want a scarf for Rooney? I've got it right here. Okay, here we go. Ready? And I think it's number. Did I say 14? So one more. And actually. Ready? Here we go. Ready? And swing it.
See the colors high above, raining down on me. Red and orange, yellow, green, blue and indigo, and then there's violet.
do this, we actually do tunnels and stuff, which I'm going to do in the praise and worship thing, which is really cool. But that song is Rainbows Dancing, and you see why. Oh, okay, let me ask you this. When you see the color green and red and gold together, what do you think of?
Baylor.
Baylor! And actually championship ball teams, which I'm very proud of, since my son went to school here. I just brag about that a lot. Okay, but you also think of Christmas. What about if you see blue, whole bunches of blue, what do you think of? Water, ice, snow. See, colors to children also. Purple is royalty. You understand, color association also enhances worship learning with children. So when you're doing this, all of a sudden the children go, yeah, I really get that, I'm a rainbow. You see, all of a sudden a 5th grade boy, who you would think would be like, bleh, is going like, I love it. You know who volunteers most for this? This is boys. Almost every time I do a worship thing like this, I have gazillion boys who want to do it, and they got it. And I will give you a little clue. Scarf, have them always say there's a tail. Say all your scarves have a tail. And actually, even with little kids, I do the round. I do this, and I've even I have a few just for the little bitty ones that I've sewn kind of a little loop on there that they can hold. But the truth is, and I've got more to do with it right now. I'm going to give you more ideas real quick. Here we go, more. Y'all can throw those over there. Really, at school, I have 45 minutes, but we have about an hour. And you know, that's because I'm over, let me stop right here. Because I'll do more in the next one. Also, some of the things I do at Shake, Rattle, and So, I do in Music and Art. I do them all during the day. I do all different things everywhere. So, hey, let me give you an idea about my lesson plans. I generally always have a movement thing. I have a chunk thing. I'll try to, in the middle, always have some kind of get up and move thing again. Another chunk, what I call chunk is a learning opportunity. And then I always try to end it on a prayer and some more fun. When they walk out the door, I want them to go, whoa, I don't want to leave. I wish I didn't have to leave. Do you know what is really cool at school? My 5th graders, I don't have to be there. They don't have to be there till 7:30. Almost all of them are there by 7:15. Almost all of them, because they just want to be there. They always want to get started. They can't wait, to learn and to be part of it. But now this is the philosophy that I do there. I always design a lesson plan. Now here's the thing. People go like, oh my, that's a lot. I go, well, no. Then really you just sub in. If you get kind of a lesson plan going that works for your kids, you just sub in. Well, okay, I need a movement thing for tonight. Here it is. I need this for this thing. Okay, here it is. You just sub in and out. And some of them, I also don't really believe that you should change out every week. I believe you should do Rainbows Dancing about 4 weeks in a row. Worship tools are not also things that people take. You know, in Sunday school, they do things and they put them out on the hall and they go home every day. A worship tool should never go home until it's worn out. And I really don't even do it to make them wear out. I mean, it's not so much a go home thing that I make them a lot of times. And I keep them and store them, and we use them over and over again. Next class is, I'm going to do a breakout session, but I think the last class is worship. There's a worship thing, and then I see you at 1 o'clock. I'm going to do the breakout for lunch. So if you're around, I'm going to be in the lunchroom, and we're going to talk and stuff like that. I love you. Let me pray for you. Let me pray. Dear Lord, I love you. Thank you, Father, for just being all over today. I thank you so much for this great school that just sees an importance to children to have a whole day focused on boys and girls. Lord, I just thank you and praise you for what you're doing in this day and for all these with all these folks with children. And I love you. In thy precious name I pray.